welcome to my channel. I'm Duhar, and today I'm gonna do the Authortube Newbie Tag 2.0 by Jenna Streety. I have the questions and the computer in this side beside me. Let's start. Let's start. So, what's your book pitch? So, and in this question, if you have more than one book, you can choose your favorite. Right now, I'm only working on 2 books. So I'm working on a second chance romance set on a resort in New Hampshire during the Christmas holiday. And then the other work that I'm drafting is a witch book about 3 Puerto Rican sisters, and that's the most that I'm gonna say about that specific book. Second question is, if you were a book, how will you pitch yourself? So I will pitch myself as a Puerto Rican homebody that obsesses with writing, K-pop music, and reading. And then third question says, what do you usually write? So I write Latinx characters within the fantasy and romance genre. Yeah. And fourth question says, what's something you'll never write? And this is hard because I try not to be that person that says never, because you really never know. But I think I'm not drawn to write erotica. So that's gonna be my answer. Not erotica. Fifth question. What's your goal for starting Authortube channel? Mainly is to hold myself accountable. I go through phases when I'm like really excited about writing and I'll just go full head, and then I just hit it out, and I just want to not do that. I want to be more consistent, and something that do help with consistency is having accountability, and hopefully this channel will help me with that. The other reason is I wanted to connect with the writing and reading community. I don't mind that writing is a solitary kind of like aspect, journey, job, because again, I'm a very homebody person, but once in a while I would like to talk and interact with like-minded people. So those are the main 2 reasons. 6, what made you start writing, like want to start writing? Love. Sounds super cheesy and weird, but when I started writing back when I was, I think, a teen or preteen, I don't remember exactly the age, I fell in love and I needed an outlet for all of my feelings, and writing was that outlet, and it's still that outlet. Like anytime I'm overwhelmed with feelings, I usually just throw them on a story. So that's what got me into writing. The 7th question is, what's your publishing path? So it's mainly traditionally published. I want to do trap pop. There's a few reasons. I'm Hispanic, I'm Puerto Rican, and I would love to contribute to diversify the publishing industry. I sadly was brought up in a time where the books that I was reading and the books that my friends were reading didn't have anyone that looked like me, talked like me, had a similar life like me. So that is one of the main reasons why I want to do trap pop. I do have some ideas to do self-publishing, and that's gonna be down the lane, but my main focus right now is being traditionally published. So 8 is, what content do you bring to Authortube? So mostly it's gonna be blogs. That's the kind of content that I personally enjoy watching, and I do like recording my thoughts and my struggles. So I like documenting that. And honestly, I'm not in a position to do any writing advice. You're probably gonna see how I do things through my writing blogs, but it's not gonna be in a way that, oh, you should try this. It's gonna be mostly, this is what I'm trying and this is my struggle with it, or I'm trying this and it helped me. So mostly it's gonna be blogs, maybe some tags like this. That's what I'm aiming for. So 9, what's your biggest writing struggle? So like I said before, keeping myself motivated is a huge struggle, and then crafting wise, tense is the death of me. Like, probably I struggle even while I'm talking with tense. It is just, I think it was one of those things when I learned English that it hasn't really clicked in my mind. So I'm actively trying to learn and correct that while I'm writing, but it's hard, and sometimes knowing that it's really hard gets to me. But yeah, motivation, tenses. Yeah. And then 10 is, what your best writing skills? So probably this is something that a lot of other writers have. I have a lot of ideas, and sometimes I could be writing a book and that book will give me even more ideas for other books, and then I can come up with solid outlines. I think I need to see the story and the scenes before I can actually write them down. So I have taken time and effort to actually learn how to outline and plot and structure and all that. So I can do a pretty solid outline, and it ends up being a good guideline for me when I'm writing. I can kind of like steer away a little bit, but it makes it easier for me to write when I have an outline. So yeah. So the next question, you have to choose either the 11 and the 12, and obviously I would choose the 12. And it says, if you're new to Authortube, now you find out that I cannot say the word author. Right now I said it somewhat good. The question is, what's your biggest Authortube question? My question is, how do people balance being present in the community, like sitting down to write their book, and have a glimmer of a social life? Because in reality, I know we don't have that much of a social life because we take that time to write a book, but when you're aiming to be present and interactive in the community, how do you balance it? Or you don't? That's my question. Question 13, are you looking for any new channels to follow, better readers, critique partners, or other type of writer bodies? If you are, please do kind of like know, like explain what you're looking for so you can connect with that person or people in the comments. So yes to new channels, always yes to new channels. If you, especially if you are Latinx or a person of color, whether you're Black, Indigenous, from the LGBTQ++ community, I'm actively trying to do my best to support other minorities. Just want to diversify my subscription box, so hit me up with that. Right now I'm not looking for beta readers. My books are not in a state that other eyes that are not mine should look at it. Similarly with critique partners, I mean, I'm looking for critique partners, but with the caveat that, again, my books are still not in a phase that other eyes that are not mine will look at them. So probably I'm just trying to start friendships that could eventually turn into critique partners. And if they don't, that's okay. I'll still have the friendship. That is 100% okay and good in my book. So, in all, yes to writer bodies of any kind. Yes to writer bodies of pretty much any kind, especially if you're reading and writing on the genres that I write and read, which is fantasy and romance. If by any chance you are thinking of eventually maybe being a CP for me or with me, or however that sentence is supposed to be structured, I'm looking for encouraging people. Like, I don't mind critiquing, but it's really good to say what you're doing good, what works, additionally to what needs to be improved. So I'm looking for that. Accountability partners. I'm looking for obviously people that reads and writes in the same genres that I do. People who enjoy working through character arcs and story arcs and really get excited about developmental edits. And if you're good at grammar, that's applause. But again, I look at grammar and all that when the actual story is in the best shape possible. So that's not a high priority for me. But if it's something that you usually add while you're critiquing, that's fine with me. I never have a problem with that. So yeah, someone with a good eye for storytelling. That's what I look for in critique partners. Someone who's gonna help me make this story solid and a good one. And then the last question is, what are you most excited for during this new fresh start in Authortube? So what I'm excited the most is the possibility of friendships, especially being in a community of people that will get me, because I imagine everyone who's watching this has deal with this. Not everyone really gets writers unless they are a writer themselves. So that's one of the things that really excite me, just making really meaningful friendships. And then the other thing is just being accountable. Like, this channel helping me be accountable to write my books, to not go weeks and months without writing a single word. So yeah, that's what I'm excited about. Let me know down in the comments if you already did this tag so I can watch your video and comment on it. If you have a channel related to what I mentioned before, if you're part of one of those minority, just let me know so I can subscribe to you and start watching your content. If you are interested in slowly building a relationship that could eventually be a CP partnership, or just to build a friendship, again, leave a comment. If you enjoy this video, do hit the like, and if you wanna know when I post, because I still don't know how I'm gonna regularly or consistently post, I'm still trying things out, I will suggest to subscribe, so I will show up in your subscription box. And if you would like to get notifications, the bell is always there for you to do so. You don't have to, it's just a matter of your preference, really. So hopefully I will see you down in the comments and on the next video. Bye bye.